Good day, sir. My name is Roshan J. Marin, and this is my presentation for ethics. Utilitarianism. Utilitarianism bases the authority of government and the sanctity of individual rights upon their utility, thus providing an alternative to theories of natural law, natural rights, or social contract. What kind of government is best becomes a question of what kind of government has the best consequences, an assessment that requires factual premises regarding human nature and behavior. Deontology. Deontology comes from the Greek word dion, meaning obligation or duty. It is an ethical system primarily concerned with one duty. It is also known as ethical formalism or absolutism. Virtue ethics. Virtue ethics, at its core, is also simplistic, having two tenets that are important for law enforcement. There is no need to measure consequence or the morality of this action. Simply, the task is to be good and do good acts. If officers are good, they will act in a virtuous manner. Ethics of care. Ethics of care, also called care ethics, feminist philosophical perspective that use a relational and context-bound approach toward morality and decisions making. The term ethics of care refers to ideals concerning both the nature of morality and normative ethical theory. The ethics of care perspective stands in stark contrast to ethical theories that rely on principles to highlight moral action, such as Kantian deontology, utilitarianism, and justice theory, and it is not means to be absolute and incontrovertible. Egoism. Egoism claims a morally ought to perform some action if and only if and because for me performing that action maximize my self-interest. Religion of Divine Commands theory. Divine Commands theory includes the claim that morality is ultimately based on the commands of character of God, and that the morally right action is the one that God commands or requires. The specific context of these divine commands varies according to the particular religions and that particular views of the individual divine commands theories. But all the visions of the theory hold is in command the claim that morality and moral obligations ultimately depends on God. Natural law. Natural law is a system of law based on a close observations of human nature and based on values instincts, the human nature that can be deduced and applied independently of positive law, the express inactive laws of a state or society according to nature law theory called just naturalism. All people have inherent rights conferred not by act of legislation, but by God, nature, or reason. Natural law theory can also refer to theories of ethics, theories of politics, theories of civil law, and theories of religious morality. Social contract theory. Social contract theory says that people live together in society in accordance with an agreement that establishes moral and political rules of behavior. Some people believe that if they live according to a social contract, we can live morally by our own choice and not because a divine being requires it. Real theory of justice. A Theory of Justice is a 1971 work of political philosophy and ethics by philosopher John Rawls in 1921 to 2002, in which the author attempts to provide a moral theory alternative to utilitarianism and that address the problem of distribute justice, the socially just distributions of good in a society. The theory used an updated form of Kantian philosophy and a variant of conventional social contract theory. Rawls' theory of justice is fully a political theory of justice and opposed to other forms of justice discussed in other disciplines and contexts. Moral relativism is the view that moral judgments are true or false only relative to some particular standpoints, for instance, that of a culture of a historical period, and that no standpoint is uniquely privileged over all others. It has often been associated with other claims about morality, notably the thesis that different cultures often exhibit ridiculously different moral values. The denial that there are universal moral values shared by every human society, and the instance that we should refrain from passing moral judgments on belief and practices characteristic of cultures and other than our own. And that's all. Thank you.